Salute everybody. Welcome to Switching Lanes with Miss Parker. Miss Parker. We are back again, not for a long time, but just a short time. Um, we're back in Detroit. We cannot get out of Detroit for nothing to save my soul. Please don't forget to hit that like button as you come in or pass by. Hold on. Let me put a disclaimer in here. Give me a second, guys. Sorry. And I do got to go put that live tonight on members only. Let me drop my disclaimer. Shoot. I ain't never got my shit together. Let me stop that. All right, guys, salute everybody. Please don't forget to hit that like button, share the live, hashtag save our kids, hashtag protect our kids, and things like that. And just keep her name alive. And just, if you're in the Detroit area, 17-year-old London Thomas is missing. Also, Switching Lanes memberships are available for purchase because starting today, for the rest of the week up till Saturday, we're going to be on members only so we can shack the food, kick it how we want to, talk about what we want to, and stuff like that. Also, feel free to donate to the channel, whatever you like. It's super stickers and super chats available. I didn't set a goal for this one. I just want to really focus right now. And he said, hey, I pray she's okay. I'm in Chicago. Michigan. So I'll be following all of these cases. Hey, beautiful. Hey, Annie. Love you, boo. Hey, Lolita, thank you for becoming a member. Hey, Latanya, what it do? Sassy one, thank you for becoming a member. Janet, thank you for becoming a member. Veronica, I would like to have a conversation with you, Veronica, later on, so I hope you pull up. Passion, thank you for becoming a member. My sister, my rider, Time War. Thank you, Camille, Tammy, my riders, Kendra. Protect your peace. There you are, boo. Welcome again. Thank you for renewing your membership. Hey, Miss Wilkins, thank you. Tanika, my boo, my rider. Tosh, my rider. Juanita, my rider. Hey, Juanita, you found your way in. Hey, Samantha, Kathleen, Just Me, Francis, Ara, Kyra. Can I call you Kyra? So I won't mess it up until you tell me how to say it. But welcome. Hey, Shell, my sister, my rider. Sister, what it do, Stack? One love, what it do? What it do? Bernadette, thank you. Hey, Bernadette, what it do? How you been? Leslie, what it do? Kenya, my sister, my rider. Alma, Miss B. Angie, my sister. Kristen, Regina, my little sis. Sam, my sister. Shani, my sis. Latanya. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research, and educational purposes. Thankful what it do is Inkster, Michigan, where she's from. Okay, thank you for letting us know that. What it do, Zilla, my sister. Nisi, my sister. What it do? Flex, what it do, my rider. What up, Joe? So blessed. Shelly, what it do, my sister, my rider. Tammy C. Miss Parker, can you look up Jordan Hill in Mississippi? Yeah. The D is gone mad. This is so crazy. It is. What up, guys? Fave. I be riding, looking at everybody walking, hoping I see one of these girls so I can bring them home, hoping they're just runaways. Thank you for becoming a member, Joe. Thank you. What it do, Portia? What it do, sister? How you doing? All right, Portia. Have a good day at work. Okay, my sister, I miss you so much. Man, this is getting crazy. This is how do I get a membership? It's at the bottom. It should be a $sign at the right-hand corner. It should say super sticker, super chat, and membership. But if you can't, I think you got to get on a laptop and copy and paste on Safari, my homepage. And then, hey, Marty, what it do, love? What up, Mariah? Alma? Queen Gigi, what it do, my sister Mariah? Talk with Prince, my sister, my rider. Tanya, my rider. Wish, my rider. What it do, nephew? What it do? Hey, Mima, what it do? She said someone help me with becoming a member. I don't know how to do it. Zilla, can you tell her? She said I do it through my computer on my browser. It makes it easier. Thank you, Miss B. Appreciate that. Here we go again. Another one. Okay. London Thomas, 17. Detroit. It's getting sad up in Detroit. I know it happens everywhere, but Detroit is a centerpiece right now. And as much as what up, Foxy Two Rocks, what up, sister, my rider? She said click the join button besides the like button. Yeah, if you go outside the video, guys, Faye, and right there beside the like button, it's the join button. It says join, and that's how you join too. Every time we turn on the TV now, it's been Michigan, Detroit, and it's like, when does it stop? When do how do we keep getting her? And another solution I have, and this is for my city too. If abandoned houses and warehouses, yeah, I get people's paying taxes on things, but you know what I'm saying? I think it should be gates, chains, and stuff around those houses that are still being she told you right there. Okay. Okay, thank you, Ms. B. And I think all abandoned houses need to come to, if they're not working on it immediately, that all homeowners that do own those abandoned properties should have a gate around it, should have buildings, chains, and locks on the door, so they won't have places to take these young ladies, such as Kimani Lateef. We don't know where Naziah is. And it's other stories, the 9-year-old boy in the midst of looking for Naziah. It's so much going on up there. And I know that we don't want to look at our city like it's bad, but we just got to call it how the city get together if we ain't, you know what I'm saying? We too busy taking up for the city because that's where we from. I'm from Lexington, but I be damned. Because it's when I will start protesting and marching. Protesting and marching. All right, sister, all right, convert, yeah. You know, what's the solution to y'all city? What are we doing to try to make our city safer before it be ours? Because the kids is under they're at war. Not us, our children. What it do, Barbar sister? Y'all get what I'm saying? It's not us anymore. It's the children. Our children are at spiritual war. And the only thing we keep wanting to do is, the whole city ain't that bad. No, it's not. It's not doing nothing for the city. What up, Shirka, baby? She said, I say that all the time about these rundown houses. Yeah, hey, Candy, what it do, sister? What we doing? That's the solution, correct? Wig, that's you. You're sad. For whoever is hitting that smiley face button, because I just see all these laughing faces coming up. And I got to ask who raised you, and I'm going to say, God bless you. Keep them coming, because you ain't doing nothing but helping me. You ain't doing nothing but helping me. But y'all see this, the world we living in? Well, right now, somebody's hitting that smiley face button that's down on y'all right-hand side, with 17-year-old missing London Thomas on the screen. It could be the other side. Zilla. That's why we going to members only. They get to watch from the class. And get me paid. Thank you. Thank you for the traction. Appreciate that. When they think they hurting you, they helping you. They building you. And they making us stronger. Here in DC, it's ages 13 to 17. Simply fucking retarded. Girl, that is awful. It is, Tanya. It is. Hey, Tanya, what it do? Didn't a sister or brother or something last see her? I wonder if they did. Yeah, it's sad, Rosalind. It's sad. Pray for a safe return. What the hell's going on? It's all these females of color praying for the family. Yes, Tony, it is. I just got in and heard nothing funny or saw it. It could be Nazia's people. It brings you out the rhythm. Yeah. It could be them. But we do know it's a lot of sick people. It's a lot of sick people. Who's laughing because there's nothing funny going on? Let them laugh. It's funny until it's their family. Okay, Sam? God don't like ugly. Zilla. Let me go look and see. Yeah. Hey, Miss V. Again, it ain't funny until, it's their family. But let's play, and we living in a sick world. We're living in a sick world. I'm happy. Hey, Brashay, my baby. My sting. Oh, it's Shay. Hey, Shay. I thought it was Brashay. I'm sorry, Shay. I looked at it real quick. They can't. They don't want nobody to see who sick they are. This is the world we are in. You hear me? Capricorn Chronicles. That's why I don't, man, when somebody going through something, I don't laugh. When I see people having mental breakdowns, because I don't want it to hit me. I be like, Even people that are challenged and delayed. If y'all ever went and looked at the story of Apple Watts, don't that speak volumes? How she used to say things and be so nasty to people, and I'd be like, I'm cool. So I don't do that. Now she's in a wheelchair, barely able to have a full sentence. That is true, Sherka. But it's getting bad up there. What up, bro? My sister, my rider. It's normal to their sick head. It says a sister dropped off on the 27th block of Carlisle Street near Inkstead on April the 6th. Damn. Yeah. Look what she dealing with now, Sam. Look what she dealing with. Hey, Shay, them tables will turn so quick. Won't they? Crazy. Watch the way you treat people. Man, all day. What up, No Cap? What up, Brian? Tongue's a powerful thing. Very powerful. When people crash out on her, I don't laugh. Sometimes I even be wanting to reach out, but I be like, stay in my place. But dang, I be like, God bless them, and I mean that. Because I know at any given time, in the blink of an eye, I know what it's like to shut down in the world. You know what I'm saying? You're thinking so much suicidal thoughts. They said her phone was pinged in Westland. I'll be having a good day, and out of nowhere, my mental illness kicks in. So I be knowing how people, when I see certain things, I'm like, damn, that could have been me. So, I try to stay away from it. But let's see what happened to 17-year-old London Thomas.
We begin tonight with a desperate search for a missing teenager whose family believes she could be in danger. Good evening and welcome to 7 News Detroit at 11. I'm Carolyn Clifford. Tomorrow marks 1 week since London Thomas was last seen. She left her home in the area of Margarita and 5 Points on the city's west side. She went to visit her boyfriend in Inkster. 7 News Detroit reporter Carly Petrus has the plea for answers as loved ones pray for her safe return.
I'm here on Carlisle Street in Inkster. This is where 17-year-old London Thomas was last seen. Her family handing out these flyers to try to stir up some leads in her disappearance.
I can't do nothing without my daughter.
Desperate pleas coming from a father to find his 17-year-old daughter.
It's been the hardest thing I ever had to face in my life. I've been out days looking by myself, no help, no nothing.
Cedric Salisbury says his oldest daughter, London Thomas, has been missing since Saturday. He says it's not like her to just disappear for a few days.
London is not a runaway. London calls me every day. Me and my daughter are like this. She called me for everything. This is not normal behavior for her.
Police say London was last seen with her boyfriend on Carlisle Street in Inkster, wearing pink Croc shoes, black leggings, and a dark-colored hoodie.
She has a tattoo on her left side of her neck of a colorful butterfly.
Friends and family coming together Friday to support each other during this difficult time.
That's my baby.
London's grandmother, Justina Martin, believes the teen could be in danger based off data from a shared cell phone plan that shows her phone was last active behind a school in Westland.
Why do you believe that?
Because she was out at one place and her phone was at another place.
So it's that phone, that ping is
It's
what.
that ping, and I know my grandchild, she would have called me or her father.
Inkster Police Chief Tamika Jenkins tells me they can only share limited information at this time, but they're committed to transparency and will provide updates when they're available. Asking anyone who has information to call the department or FBI.
I need answers. I need to know where she at.
London's family says no matter what, they're determined to bring her home.
We're not going to quit. We're not going to quit.
And they're asking for the community's help on this, organizing a search party for Saturday around noon in Westland. They're going to be handing out these flyers as well. In Inkster, Carly Petrus, 7 News Detroit.
Spring is all about fresh starts, getting your life in order.
Lord, please let this baby be safe. I'm asking for y'all to send prayers to her family. Thank you, Miss Virgo. Thank you for becoming a member. Thank you, love. Please, we can't have another Kimani Lateef story. I don't think I could take it, y'all. It is flex. It's sad. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Sister Marada. That's what I'm saying. Where is the boyfriend? Where is this boyfriend? It definitely a ring in Michigan. This is sick. It is. She said pinged in a totally different location. Pinged in a totally different location. Hey, Tanika, baby. I got to look on the local news to see if they got anything else on it. Yeah, Annie, let me know. What's the solution? Yeah, because I ain't seen nothing about no boyfriend being them talking about the boyfriend and stuff, and I just can't take no more, y'all. They need to search West because so many guys from the D be in the West and be taking runaways down there with them. Is it a ring, God's fave, that you know of? Because I done did some stories looking up certain things, and I just keep running into rings down in y'all close to the border while we back in Detroit. Where's her boyfriend? Where's the damn boyfriend? Come on. Yes, for London's family. Hey, Dr. J, what's going on, love? How we keep getting her, y'all? This isn't Detroit. This is outside of Detroit city of Inkster. Right, but what sister or sibling dropped her off? Yes, a good question. Did they really drop off? Where was her phone pinging? Where was her phone pinging? It's a lot of them. I seen that getting busted. Hey, Lady Leo, what it do, love? What up, 80s? That ain't got the birthday, but do. Detroit again is sad. It's not Detroit, it's Inkster. It's outside of Detroit. I'm surprised the dad didn't try to contact the boyfriend. He said they was close, so he definitely know about him. But did she make it to him? Right. Is the boyfriend's phone pinging from the tower? Right. Who is where's that's what I want to know. Where's the sister? Was her phone pinging? Like, you know what I'm saying? They all go to West Virginia to make money, be having young girls with them all the time. This is sad. Lord, this is not right. Please protect this baby. Because I told y'all, and this is, I said this about Kimani and Latika, and I ain't trying to speak it into this baby's existence. I'm really not. But I'm going to say this. These stories are going to keep getting worse. These stories are going to keep getting worse, like that 8-year-old. Followed down by the creek. Raped. Cut up. And her mom had to come and look at the man in court. And they let him off. Said they didn't have enough evidence. Can you imagine your 8-year-old baby being cut up, kidnapped, raped, sliced and diced? You have to remember that vision of not the last time you seen her as a full human being, but cut down to nothing. And when you go to court, they let them off. We're even seeing these people get bonds. When the drug dealers are being treated as, not saying it's okay. Inkster is a small city. Westland, Michigan is bigger. Thank you. I feel Michigan is a hot spot for SA trafficking, especially with the island. And what's the island? This is getting to be a norm now. What's going on? It is. The kids are taking lives. The kids are taking their parents' lives. Hell, we in the house, we ain't even scared of the outside no more. We have to be scared on the inside of our home. I feel like we don't have enough information yet. Oh, there's a lot of police present on that corner in Inkster the other day. Did y'all see that on News Detroit? What you mean? Tell me and I'll look it up. Too many babies without solution. Thank you, Foxy. And it is. No solutions. Abandoned houses got to go. Checking these borders. I just watched a video of a young lady who went to a strip club with a friend and woke up in the bushes and thankfully caught her sister before passing back out. She remembered nothing. I looked it up trying to see how far it was from where she was dropped off. I couldn't imagine. I don't know and you can't check the borders. You know why? Because a lot of this is they're involved. It goes bigger than us. Lord Tony. I hope not. I hope not. It is in the Bible. It's very much so in there. I was recently SA. I have to wait 2 months until this MS arrested due to waiting on DNS, so I'm living in fear, y'all. Marianne, my God. My God, Marianne, I'm praying for you, my God. Damn, Marianne. This story, you don't got no words. But just stuff like that, what Marianne just said, this is why we heard this. And you got to come on and find a safe place. So they wait 3 days later to report her because she's 17. Them tunnels too. Yep. I remember I see through you was telling me I'm listening and getting in the carpool line. Okay, Lovey, be careful. Yeah, prayers to Marianne. Prayers to Marianne. Hey, Tracy Love. Damn, I wish I could just go get her. Marianne, I wish I could just come get you. Thank you, guys. He's going down, my own cousin. What is happening with the family? What happened when family used to be family? Hey, Yolanda's sister. What happened when family used to be family? Family used to be protective. Cousins used to fight to make sure that nobody touch your cousins, and family ain't family. You can't allow your kids go to birthday parties. Thank you, Tia, y'all. Come on, Portia, y'all. I mean, like, thank y'all, but you just can't be around family no more. I don't know when did things get so bad. But come on, Shirker, you just got to be so closed in. We can't have family reunions no more. We just can't do anything. Thank you, Vibrant. Needed that. I wish I could go get her just to keep her safe. Just to let you know it's okay. You're not alone, Marianne. You're not. Damn. You know, you'll open your door for your cousins. You don't think that's going to happen to you? You can't, Shelly. You can't go outside no more. But then look at the ones that are inside. She did tell me, see it is. She said they say the children are our future. What future? They being taken away from us at an unknown rate. Swear, you said it best. I'm gonna drop the link if anybody like to come up. I don't get it. I don't get it. If you are starting a YouTube channel, I just shared a link. For anybody that has a YouTube channel and trying to start, there goes a discount off the StreamYard. Facts, I can tell y'all about a messed up family church folks that will hide and take up for a pedo before children. That's where it starts. Kids nowadays can be outside. They can't. Hell, like Kristen, I forgot they even sell bikes in the stores, y'all. I don't even want they own a bike. Skates, skateboard. I don't want nothing to do with outside. Then they say, well, all the kids do is sit in the house on phones and technology, but at the same time, hell, what's safe anymore? Inside of your home ain't even safe anymore. Nothing's safe. It is, Timmy C. What up, Foxy?
Hi, dear. A lot of you was asking what happened to the family. A lot of families is from past hurt, past history hurt. You know, they're holding on and they don't say anything. But now that a lot of the seniors are past, going on, they're now bitter because now they don't have, like might have your mother. And she say, don't talk about it. Don't do that, and correct you. Now that the parents are gone or the elders are gone, now it's like everybody letting everything out that they've been holding in, that the elders have been keeping them from saying. So it's like a no holds bar. I know that with my family. There's a no holds bar now. I'm the only one that's kind of like neutral throughout the whole family. Everybody will talk to me, but they won't talk to each other. And it hurts me because I'm neutral with my family, but everybody else has got some hurt from past when they were children or younger, that they're holding on to it and it's holding that bitterness in. And that's the problem. That's why so many families are broken up now, because they got so much bitterness in them from something that happened to them so many years ago. They're holding on to them grudges. And now, like I said, the seniors are gone. So now that the seniors are no longer around, it's like a no holds barred. It's like everybody's just bringing out all their past and they hurt. And now it's got the children divided, the grandchildren divided, the nieces and nephews divided. The families are so divided now. And everybody's gone their separate ways, and nobody, don't call me. You didn't call me when this happened, and you weren't around me when this happened. So blah, blah, blah. I don't want to have nothing to do with you. And they done passed it on to their children, and their children done passed it on to their children, to a point that the families don't come together unless it is, a funeral service. No more family reunions. If they come together, family reunion, it's an argument, it's a war. Somebody done said something about somebody that did something back in 1922, just an example. And then now they're holding on to that for so long, they can't let it go. Well, I'm sorry, that's just me. I can't let it go. Well, why? Why are you holding on to it? Your kids are now affected. Your grandchildren are now affected because you holding on to something that you don't even probably really remember the details from it, but you know you was hurt. So, that's what I wanted to say. That's the reason why so many families are broke up.
This is Foxy to Roxy Flex. Marianne, you said the whole family praying no generational curse that our negative reach our families. Not to get too much into it, because I know it's sensitive, but are you saying your whole family needs help? Because is this what's going on in the family? Is it a generational curse happening way before?
It just started
No,
once.
I was talking to her, Foxy.
Oh,
But go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead, Foxy. Go ahead.
Excuse me. It started when all my family, all the elders in the last 3 years have passed away. So once they passed away, it's like everybody is arguing. We can't come together for nothing. My cousin invited us over because one of her children had graduated from college, and she wanted everybody to come, but the people won't come because they mad at somebody in the family that they hold on to something back in 19. I think it was like 1980. No, it wasn't 80. 98 or 99. You know how long ago that was, and this is 2025. And you holding on to something that happened on a cruise that long ago. Something that was said that hurt your feelings, and you hold on to it that long. And it's a lot of families like that. And that's why so many families, everybody keeps saying, where's the family? The family can't be there because so many walk away from the family, don't want to have nothing to do with the family because of, past hurt. Just like with church, people say I'm church hurt, so I'm not going back to church. I'm not going to nobody's church because they're church hurt. And that's the same with the family. If their family hurt, I call it family hurt, just like church hurt, family hurt. And a lot of people don't have that backing they used to have. I'm 63 years old, and before, if you were sick and you this age or something happened to you, you had the family to come together. And I watch them today. I help out today. I help out. Now, I sit back and think about it every day. Am I going to have anybody to be there for me? I was there for everybody else, but is anybody going to be there for me when I get sick or I can't do for myself? And that's the way the families are now. Our Black families are divided so badly that, if a kid, and then you got some older ones that don't have an open mind like I do, they sit back and don't want to hear nothing that young people have to say. And because they don't want to hear what the young people have to say, the young people go out to the street. They go out there with the gangs. Hey man, what's wrong? What's wrong with you, bro? Talk to me, man. Talk to me. I might can help. And then there where your young person at, out there in the street. So it's the same with the family. Nobody talk to the young people. They talk at them, but don't talk to them. And it's a different. I'm just saying, that's why we have so many young kids being missing now, because nobody in the family is talking to them. They're talking at them, but they're not talking to them. And they need, they wanted somebody they can come to and tell them their problem, even if it's good or bad. Listen to your kids. Listen to your loved ones that's young. They're going through something too. Just because it ain't the way we went through, they're still going through something because you got social media out here. You got social media out here. You got all these apps, and they're looking for young people. And right now they're, like they say, they are our future, but they are right now they're prey because they're misguided, and the family, the parents, and the elders and the older ones are not talking to them to give them the wisdom before they get out there in the street. So they out there in the street by themselves, figuring it out on their own. So I mean, that's what I see. It's just so many young people that the people don't talk to, and if they talk to them like I do, then they look at me. Oh, why you talk to them like that? You shouldn't be acting like that. First of all, you meet them where they're at. Find out what's going on in their head. Then you can help them. That's the solution I see. Talk to them. Talk to them, not talk at them. And see what you could do to help them. It might be something, just your advice, that make a difference between them being missing or unalive. So we, I that's why I come on your platform and Shank's platform, because I want to know as much as I can. So I'm here in DC. I want to see what I can do with the young people in my community. How can I help them? So I won't be on here giving you a report from where I live at that I have one that's missing or unalive. So, that's just me. That's just my advice on what part of a solution that we can do to help out. Don't judge them. Help them. Talk to them. There's no harm in talking to a young person. If you see one that's have a problem, talk to them, see what the problem is. You might can change their mind. You don't know what you can do with the power of the tongue. I mean, that's just my opinion.
Let me read a couple comments. I like this one. She said, I just had a conversation with my mom the other day. It was hard, but I got everything out. I'm 46. I got pregnant at 13, and I had my first son at 14, looking for love because I didn't feel it. And then she said, I was more worried about hurting my mom's feelings, not worried about making not worried about my own, making me depressed for years. And she said, Marianne said, yes, on my dad's side, we are from Michigan. I grew up on my mom's side, but my dad's side is effed up. SA is common in Michigan. Remember, players and pimps are from Michigan. Those people are sick. Lizzie said, when Big Mama left, so did the family. She said, usually pimps are sexual demons. They don't care for women and children. And Sherika said, God's fave, I was too, but I'm not anymore, because it's important that we let them know how they hurt us due to their lack thereof. She said, but something I had to realize is my mama couldn't be a mama if her mama, and let me see, never showed her how to be one.
Yeah, and if you talk to some of the parents, they said, my mother never showed me love, so I don't know how to show my children love. So they don't know love from their, I have a sister-in-law. She told us, she finally sat down and told us, my grandmother never showed my mama love. So my mama never showed me love. So it's hard for me to let down my wall to really give myself to love, because I don't really understand it. And that's sad too. Kids are looking for love, but they're not getting it from the people that they need to get it from, because they don't know how to give love. And so they're looking for love in all the wrong places. And it's so true.
And yes, Marianne, you're always welcome to come on here and share your story. Shelly, yes, definitely reach out to me, God's fave. We here for you, sister.
Yes, we are.
Hey, Adjusted. We need to start checking on our loved ones, God. Yes. Hey, Francis, love. She said it's learned behavior. And I like what Sherika said. She broke it down in a nutshell. She said, how could I expect my mother to teach me how to be a mother when her mother never taught her?
It's a chain. It's a chain. And that's what happens. Look, just like what is her name? The one that, yeah. Just like her grandmother didn't know how to love her mother the right way. Her mother didn't show her how to love her the right way. It's a pattern. My biggest problem was, why would you take it out of one home, put them right back in the home, then you know that they have problems too. That was my issue with that. With this her situation. Why would y'all take her out of the mother to put her in the grandmother, knowing the grandmother was that to the mother? That's what bothers me. Why would you put them somewhere where they're in a no better position? And expect a positive solution. It's too the system is just okay. We get the child to this person. We ain't got no more room, or we ain't got no more foster parents, so we're gonna give it to one of the family members. No real check. They just try to get rid of the child out of the home so they can move on to the next case. Okay, now the child is worse off than they were where they was at. Social worker don't follow back up on it. Then you got some that drive you crazy because they're at your door and boom, 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 boom. I'm just popping in. Boom, 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 boom. I'm just popping in. But the ones that you don't pop in is the ones that end up having the kids missing, abused, or unalive. I don't know how to fix the system. Just like the judge we went before, he didn't want to hear the case. He's seen the case, and I know he browsed through it, but he didn't want to deal with that. So all he wanted to do was deal with the restraining order that she put out on us. So he knew that we wanted to see the child. So we had to come up with a solution ourselves. So we said 3 days for her and 4 days for us. And he said, okay. So basically you were telling us the case we have in regards to her abusing the baby didn't matter. So we have to still get the baby to her for 3 days out of the week to continue to get abused. And we don't know what else she's doing to her now. And if we take her out, keep her away from her, then we're in contempt of court. So until May, we can't do anything but go by what's going on and watching this baby cry to us every time she come to us and don't want to leave to go back to her mama. And she clinging to us and looking at us like, why are you giving me back to her? There's nothing we can do. And she's only one.
Thank you, Scroll.
So you imagine what these other kids that's older than her are going through. No, that's just me running my mouth. It's your platform.
Nah, I'm about to read what one of my subscribers actually wanted me to share the story, and I haven't, but I am today. She know who she is, and she's just not ready yet, and like so many of us women, and it's men that's victims as well. But she did want to share her story, but I'll read it to you guys. Hold on. Let me get it. She broke the generational curse, and so did Zilla. Zilla said I broke it too. Hold on, let me go through. See if I can find that story. Her story was interesting. And she shared it with me. Because I think it's interesting and how people are so scared to speak out. You know what I'm saying? That trauma comes out and it just hits different. Let me see. Trying to find her story. And it hurt me, It touched me and hold on, I'm trying to find. I gotta read it because I gotta read it. See, I get so many texts, y'all. I can't, you know what I'm saying? When y'all text me so much, I don't know. Okay, here it goes. That's why I got to get a separate email. Hello, Ms. Parker. I hope this email finds you in good spirits. I grew up on the north and the south side of Chicago, Illinois, and I want to take a moment to thank you for all that you do and share a little bit about myself. I'm a survivor of SA, grooming, and domestic violence. At 17, I had an encounter with the same man who also harmed a 5-year-old girl. He violated me in front of my son. during his life and left me paralyzed with fear while I was pregnant. It was devastating. It was a devastating experience that broke me emotionally and mentally. Despite everything, I found strength and faith, and I'm deeply committed to supporting children who, like me, never ask for the hardships they face. My journeys has been isolating at times, but I hold immense love for my family. I truly admire your advocacy and wish someone had been a voice for me during my struggles. Please keep continuing doing what you're doing. It's making a difference. I can personally relate to the Desire Harris case. The difference for me was that my mother was on business protecting me, or so I thought, but the system failed me badly, which is another chapter of my life. My cousin's wife shared a phrase with me that I say every morning. Lord, put in us today what you would like us to put out today. It's been a blessing to me, and I hope it resonates with you too. Feel free to share my story if you like, though I prefer to remain anonymous. For now, as I'm still on my healing journey, my life changed forever at age 8, and I wasn't even safe in the Lord's house where it all began. I truly believe God led me to your content. I wasn't to creator content on YouTube until I heard the passion in you and Miss Two, advocating for justice with Isaiah. Please keep me in your prayers as I prepare for surgery on the 17th.
Oh, deep.
When I read that, I cried so hard. Okay, I see through you. It gets emotional, y'all.
It does.
I
It does.
understand God's pain.
And if
Because
you
some
ever
people,
been, I'm sorry, if you ever been essayed, it's even harder.
and how she said it started in the church at the age of 8.
Mm-hmm. And that's where you're supposed to go. You know, supposed
Yes,
to be going there to seek the Lord and get peace and feel safe. And when you
Lord.
can't even feel safe in the church, there's an issue.
Yeah, Courtney. Yeah. And that trauma just holds you. It just gotta. It's crazy how trauma got a tight grip on your life. Foxy.
Yes, it has a tight grip. I fight it every day. Every day I fight. And it will get you, put you in a darkness, put you in a depression of darkness. So I fight every day to keep from going to that way, because I've been there before and it took me a while to get out. Now that I'm out, I'm fighting every day to keep from going back. And that's why I fight so hard for the youth, because I was a youth and I know how it felt.
She said all my family turned their back on me, even my daughter. They did not want me to take it. All I have is my mother, and she's sick. Mm. Hey, Von Sheila. Hey, Meg.
My prayers go out to you, honey.
Yes, Tanya. Marianne said she worked through the social workers and said people wouldn't even come to work. Regina said the same. People would turn their blind eye to the abuse that these kids was going through.
You back?
Wow, God's favor. And Tanya, don't make nobody make you feel guilty about getting your grandkids fighting for them. You know what I'm saying? You did what's right. Don't even worry about them. Focus on your grandkids. That's it. You and them.
Exactly. Please do.
You right, Natalie. You right.
My
My mom
prayers are
and
with you.
she said my mom and auntie was SA'd as children, but my mom should all her kids how to love and respect each other. And you know, that's good, Candy, because
Yes.
unfortunately just really seeing where a lot of the parents are leaving their kids in the same situation they came out of, you know. She said we on Isaiah so many ways. A lot of times these families be looking for the kids scared at their own behaviors will be brought to light, not because they're worried about them. She said, Regina, the crazy part for me, I didn't even know that my family, we talking church people, raised me with good upbringing, only for something to happen to my daughter and they wanted to cover it up. Hey, Yummy, what it do, sis? Shit. Not to cover it up. She said, let her write her. TC said, between Ohio, Chicago, and Detroit, I don't know who has more missing kids. This is crazy. Shaking my head. It is. She said, this just gave me chills, literally. What up, sister? But that subscriber wanted me to share their story, and from the church on down. Still said they want to be anonymous because they're healing. Just when you think you've healed at a certain age, you don't. You don't, Foxy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like when because it's these stories now. It used to be a time I never heard so much of these stories coming out to now.
Me either.
We get to Kimani, and I was just telling the people, I said, it's going to get worse. These stories are going to keep getting worse. And then, boom, what happened? They dismembered her as if she was nothing great to.
Do you know how many cases since 2022 we have juvenile cases in D.C. since 2022? 1,748 missing kids in our area, in the D.C. area. 1,700 missing kids. 22 closed cases out of that 1,000. Almost 2,000 kids in the D.C. area. D.C., not the world, D.C. So you imagine how many in Chicago and Detroit if you sit down and really dig in and find out. And we just stepping on a pebble compared to the size. We just covering a pebble. We got to do better. We got to figure out something. We got to figure out something of how we can make this better. We all are coming together. I think everybody that got platforms just continue to bring awareness to it. And maybe people will start listening and start doing more.
TC said, I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio, and our missing youth numbers are up. Like, what the fuck is really going on? Shaking my head, can't trust nobody. And our kids damn near got to travel in packs. They do. TC, you ain't lying. They do.
The children here got to travel in packs. You can't, no, not one child. You got to travel in packs around here. Packs.
Who? Flex said, sometimes you don't want to get the person who did the essay to get in trouble. I love my cousins. He did the same thing to my older sister and his younger sister. Disgusting bastard. Damn, Flex.
Damn, Flex.
Zilla says she was 3 years old when hers started. They disowned you. So Regina said she spoke out about the abuse and they disowned her. Sherika said she became the black sheep for speaking out about hers because they want her to cover up. Hey, Dom, they want her to cover up her daughter's story. And she said, no, she ain't going. She don't want to. And you know, that's the sad part about it now. You know, it, like everybody said, it used to be like what goes on in this house stays in this house. But, you know, it's crazy how now the family is divided because of that. The families are divided because of that. And that's sad. You know what I'm saying? Because they do make the kid want to be like, they don't want to talk because they don't want to divide the family.
You don't know who's going to be on your side and who's going to turn against you, or is the whole family going to turn against you because you told what happened to you? Or they like that person that's doing, that's their favorite person to go to get what they want from them. They do for them, but the whole time they're doing what they're doing to the kids.
Thank you, Shirley. Ain't no more big bombers. They gone, Natalie. They gone.
I used to have 17 to 18 kids on the weekend to stay in my home because the parents trusted the kids with me because they knew that, they'll be safe with me. But like she said, there's no more big mamas like me that would do that.
Janet J said these stories were always out there. AEB, the stories being told today. She said we just didn't have the internet to magnify the cases, and now we do, along with parents telling kids not to tell. I'm just saying.
That is so true. Now there's so much now out here that we didn't know. Look at what you found out about them kids that was trafficking to Canada. If you hadn't been on the internet, we wouldn't have never knew about that. So you think about how many people that been trafficking or been unalive or SA'd for years and nobody knew, because like you said, what goes on in this house stay in this house. And when I was on my channel, I said that line needs to stop. What goes on in this house stays in this house. That don't need to be said anymore. Sometimes what goes on in the house needs to be said.
Damn. Kristen said this can't be our new norm. It is.
It is.
I mean, what else you seeing on the news besides the gun violence taking our kids' life to kids missing, and then this the end result: dismemberment, traffic. It's like, wait, what? I don't want to keep hearing this on the news. Ain't nothing else. Nothing else.
Right, and then they keep telling us, "Oh, there's drugs in the country," and but you all are the only ones that got planes, private jets that can fly in and out, and nobody bother them. How many of us have private planes and boats to travel from country to country without anything being said about it, or they're not being searched? Guns transported across the lines and all this stuff, they're not checked. We go across the line, oh, stop them. They look suspicious.
You're right, guys.
A lot of things that they do, they want to blame us, but you put it here for us. The drugs didn't come into our community. At that time, back in my days, they didn't know how to make them drugs. They bought the drugs from you all. Y'all was the chemists.
Thank you, Jenny.
Y'all the ones that had the college degrees to go and do chemistry. We didn't.
Sister, you know what? I'm looking at y'all stories and I'm so upset now, she said, like myself, a lot of SA survivors just block out certain parts of the past to keep going.
They are so
I'm glad y'all bringing a little healing and solace to each other down there. I'm a survivor. Could I save somebody? I feel guilty about that every day. That if I spoke out early, I could have saved some others from being touched. But
I'm a survivor. I spoke out. I stopped mine. Thank God I had a family at that time to back me, to help me. I had a look, as they say, I had a family. I had a community back then. And they were beside me all the way. But now family's not like that anymore, so they're basically on their own.
that is true, Foxy. Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry.
And they don't have the counseling now. They really, truly don't have the counseling now that they had back then with me. You know, counseling was free for you to go and get counseling for that. Now, every time you turn around, they're trying to, you got insurance, you know, they looking for the money on the insurance to help you through it. If you ain't got the money and you ain't got the insurance, you on your own. You got to heal on your own and cope somehow. And I have a problem with that too. Now, there's no coping mechanism. There's not nobody out there to help anybody that would do it for free to help them through it. If it ain't insurance, it's money. If it ain't money, they done shut down the place because they didn't have enough funding to help anybody.
Mm-hmm.
The government not giving them the money to do that anymore. So now we right back to square one. No help. Thank God they just opened up a center up the street from me on the corner that has those kind of counseling. But you know, they just opened it. I've been here 7 years. They just opened it because they found out that it's needed. But imagine how long they gone with them 7 years without that help.
I like what God
said. Now in my community, it's 13, 17 years old turning on each other. They can't even trust each other.
I like what God's fave said to mention, and I never thought about this. I ain't gonna lie to you. She said not to mention all these parents in my era locked us up at night and gave us cough syrup to put us to sleep, and now wondering why people on drugs and lean. Honey, our era been on drugs since pups. Man, yep. Say it again, God's fave. Swear to you.
Or they would give you alcohol, give you a shot of in your glass or in your bottle to put you to sleep.
Zilla. She said, but they not ready for the conversation. Go ahead.
But then they wonder why you're drinking. It's just so much is going on now that, you know, and then there's no more big mamas because think about the grandparents is almost as old as the children. You got young grandparents that's still partying with the children.
Lisa said, I waited in silence till I was over 40, and he was on his deathbed, shaking my head. I've had multiple partners, so I don't remember. But one sexual experience you always remember is the one that forced on you.
Until today, my family still categorize me as crazy because of what happened with me at 12. They say I've never been right, and I've never been in my right mind. I'm good. You know, normally I hear something like this, I'll be crying and boo-hooing, but I got all the help I needed, so I won't feel that way. I feel hurt. I still remember, but God has blessed me to be able to talk about it where I can help somebody. But my family's still trying to hold on to the past. If I tell them no, well, you know, is that leftover from what happened with you when you was 12, the reason why you act the way you act? Because I tell them no. I'm not going to do it because I live in D.C. and don't live in Maryland with all the family. Now I'm crazy. I live in D.C. for a reason, to keep from being around you all, because that's why you keep categorizing me as crazy.
Nisi said, my mom would give me blackberry brandy. Hey, Strong. She said, you remember smells, sounds, pictures, colors. You do.
That NyQuil and Benadryl, yes. And they give you liquor for your cold or your sinus. No, you got sinus problem, the cold. The cure for everything was liquor.
What kind of link, Strong survived? She said they said, what she said? They said I was childish for not attending my abuser's funeral. Saying that was years ago, baby. I live it every day.
Wow.
Candy, you cool. Mm, 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 mm.
I feel you. My uncle asked me what 2 years ago? No, a year ago. Have I talked to mine? And I said, for what? Why would I want to talk to that person? I said, if I knew where they was at, I'd go do like Medea, go in there and jump on the car, look, jump on the grave site and bury them 6 more feet deep.
Betty said another problem is parents being their children's friend instead of being a parent they can confide in and advise them and correct them when they're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Knock you right out, 80s at Tussin. Hey, Commander.
Yes, it
Yeah.
would.
That's why I'm glad that God's faith said that because I noticed that God usually take their souls out the same game early. Both of mine are deceased. God don't play about his babies. Damn majestic. She said brandy with tea with my cold too. Mm.
Mm-hmm. See, she know what's up. They give you that brandy and that tea, make you go. Somebody get that cold up out of you.
Zilla said, I remember the taste of sweat to this day. I know it's mental, but I get flashbacks. I'm uncomfortable around me and I have dysfunctional relationships.
Oh wow, baby. I understand because that was one of the things they told me in counseling. There's 3 things that can occur with you. It's up to you if you're going to let it control you or you control it. It took me some years.
Mm. She said, mm.
That's what other people actually addicted to pity and reaction they get from trauma. Yep.
All right, Strong Survive, you can come up, love. I ain't gonna be here too long, y'all. I don't.
You know, I can go ahead and drop down. You want somebody else?
No,
You
no,
know,
no, 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 no. You're fine. No, 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 no. She said, I'm a firm believer you can be your kid's friend and parent, whether you believe it or not. We are our children's first everything, so they can either learn from you or strangers. Yeah, that
that is
is
true.
true.
That's how I was with my kids. I wasn't their friend, but I was there for them, like so they can come to me about anything. I might not like it, but I'd rather for them to come to me than to go to somebody in the street.
What up, Strong Survive?
Hello, Miss Parker. How you doing today?
Hey, I'm good. Welcome.
Um, what's your name again, ma'am?
Foxy,
How you doing today, Foxy?
I'm doing fine. How are you, my dear?
I'm doing pretty good. Um, I just wanted to give a little feedback. I was, I didn't catch the beginning of the conversation, but like my experience, I was a baby that was born in Water the State. Now I had a sister. It was 7 of us by my biological mother, and 5 of us had the same mother and father. And my oldest brother and my oldest sister, they both had 2 different separate fathers. So it was 3 fathers. My biological mother had kids by 3 different men. So with that being said, the reason we went into care is because at 6 months old, my sister that was born, she's actually 1 year older than me. She was born like August of '84. I was born November of '85. So all of us were kind of born close together. Um, she was 6 months old. She ended up going to the hospital. I wasn't born yet. She went to the hospital. She had cigarette burns put out in her chest. She had 2 broken legs and a broken arm. And this from the story I was told by biological relatives that we met later on in life. We when they took my siblings that were My older sister, my older brother, and my sister that happened to. I think they were the only ones that were, born at that time and in her care. But my father stayed in a home with her as well, but he was at work. And I think at that point they had the courts had petitioned her to where she had to go back and forth to court, and she was supposed to be fighting to get her fight to keep from getting her rights terminated. So she wouldn't take any kind of drug test. She wasn't complying with the courts. They gave her court ordered services to do. She wouldn't complete. It was just I never understood, and like I want to say about not even a whole year ago, my brother had found our biological mother like 2 years ago, and she stayed in Pontiac, Michigan, and he ended up letting her move with him. We stay here in Detroit, Michigan. And with that being said, I told him, I said, "Do you really trust her to live in your home and move her in and just well, that's still our mom at the end of the day." I said, "Well, it's a difference, it's still a big difference between, uh, her giving birth to you and actually being a mother, you know." So he said, "Yeah, you're right. I understand what you're saying, but it's like a lot of us, like all of us are still living except for one sister of mine. Our youngest sister, she passed away. She had a lot of medical issues, like um, when she was first born. So she was born medically blind. She had a lot of medical problems. So she passed away at like 2 weeks old. So now I'm the youngest girl. But with that being said, my biological mother wanted to be a grandmother since she felt like she wasn't, because she wasn't in our lives. But my thing is, it took for my brother to look for her, and she never looked for us. She just continued on with her life. And one of the things that came up that I thought about asking her is, did she have any more kids besides us? As far as, did we have any more siblings? I didn't think I was being disrespectful by asking that. And that was something that we all wanted to know, but everybody was scared to ask. So I went on and asked her. And she said no, but she had been married a couple of times and pretty much just living her life. And when she asked to meet my children, I have three little daughters. The oldest is 14; she'll be 15 in August. My middle daughter, she just turned 12 March 29th, and my youngest daughter, she's 7; she'll be 8 November. So at the time when he found my mother, no, this was more than 2 years ago, because when he found my mother, and she moved in with him, my youngest daughter, that's going on 8 now, she was a newborn baby. And my mother, my biological mother, she just, because I called her by her first name, I never addressed her, even to the day she passed away. I never addressed her as, as mother, you know, because she would also say like harsh things about, the woman that adopted me, that, that that was the only mother I knew. Even though we went through abuse in the home, um, we would get like locked in a room. Some days we were told we could eat, other days we couldn't. It was just a lot of abuse that went on in the home. And like you all were talking about therapy, it took for me to go through therapy. Um, I started going to therapy in 2018. So I'm still currently uh, going doing therapy for for my mental health. So I'm dealing with a mental health therapist, and it took for me to start going to therapy to realize that a lot of things from my childhood, a lot of things that stem from my childhood had affected me in my has affected me in my adulthood, and I think that's why I've never let anyone, babysit or watch my kids, except for me and their father, not even family members. I mean, I was just weary like that. Um, But when my mother, I'm gonna say this last thing, but when my mother had asked to meet my children, she had also asked, like, well, why you don't, after some time went by, she said, why you don't bring the kids around more when you come over and visit. I said, well, I just stopped by to check on you because she was like in real bad health. She had COPD, congestive heart failure, anything you could think of, high blood pressure, diabetes, anything you think of, you name it, she had it. And a couple of my siblings said maybe that was God's way of punishing her, but I don't, I didn't want to go as far as to say that. But she was, she was, she was real sickly to the point to where I felt, I felt obligated to, still be around and still have some kind of compassion and love for her. But when she got to the point to where she wanted to be around my kids more, she asked me could she babysit, things of that nature. I couldn't do it. And her reaction when I told her that, like, I don't trust you alone around my kids. I said, to this day, we still don't know what happened to our sister, with the cigarette burns in her chest and two broken legs and a broken arm at 6 months old. We're talking about 6-month-old baby. So you think that I would trust you, around my kids alone? I said, you're lucky that I'm giving you a chance to meet, your grandchildren. And that was just me doing that to show her that I'm not, I'm not spiteful. And that's kind of when I told her no, it's like it was a real blank black stare in her eyes, like evil, like she couldn't believe I told her no as far as watching my kids, and it's like that flipped me out. But I can relate to a lot of the things that that you all are talking about up here, and that needs to be, stuff like that needs to be talked about more. And as far as the therapy, what you were saying, ma'am, people look at you like you're crazy when because you get therapy. And I think if more people, especially uh, us black and brown people, get therapy, I think that would have changed, that would change a lot for a lot of people.
I agree.
Instead of people thinking that, you have to be crazy or, out of your mind and things of that nature just because you're getting help for, you getting mental help, because you don't know who's listening to your story, who's actually been through the same things and can relate to the same problems you've been through, or your story can actually help someone or save someone's life. And people frown upon that. I don't understand that. But I do appreciate you for letting me come up and speak on that topic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um,
And my prayers are with you too.
Yes,
I
ma'am. Thank you so much.
Keep pushing. You can get through it. If I can
Oh
get there,
yeah.
you can too.
Oh yeah. And I teach my girls, like,
you
I
Scorpio.
just, as of this year, yep, I'm a Scorpio. The last day for it, November 21st.
Oh, my
Yep.
son's November 23rd. Go ahead, girl.
Yep,
You got this.
the 22nd is a, yep, 22nd is a Sagittarius. I'm the last day for it. So they say borderline, but I'm gonna stick on the Scorpio side. But yeah, my little baby, my youngest one is too, and that she thinks she runs the house, you know. But um, I'm I'm proud. I'm proud of my kids because they're like straight A students on the dean's list and everything. And like even my older two, my kid's father had paid for them to. They speak three different languages besides English. They speak Japanese, Arabic, and Spanish. So next is going to be he's going to pay for classes for them to speak Chinese and I think it's Indian. So, but they're great kids, and you know, we keep them very close because of a lot of what's going on uh, down here in Detroit, and it's sad, um, and it's like I wish more people would speak out. You know, it's like instead of like how I grew up. Okay, I was born in '85, so it's like we had like okay, like I remember you talking about Miss Parker talking about like like back in the day, like it took a village to raise to raise raise children and things of that nature. And you even had teachers that would get involved, neighbors that would get involved. You would get a whooping when mom got home, you would get a whooping when dad got home, things of that nature. And it's like now it's like, oh, ain't nobody gonna put their hands on my kids and this, that, and I mean, that's part of the problem. It's not about somebody putting their hands on your kids. Somebody can be telling your kids something to save their life. And people want to make everybody want to make it about fighting or gunplay. It's just like I don't get it. That's a big problem. And I'm just I wish I'd have had one of them people where I wish I'd have had my kids sooner before. Matter of fact, I was 24 going on 25 when I had my first daughter, but I wish I'd have had my kids sooner because the world and time that we're living in now, I'm afraid for my kids. I'm afraid for my kids because of what's out here.
Mm.
We have monsters. We have people at the top of the food chain that controls our day to day living, and a lot of them don't mean us no good, and it's sad. I mean, I just wish that maybe times would have stayed like it was. I mean, I'm not saying it was the best of times back in the day, but it was better than this. It's out of control now, and it's like we don't have the leaders that we used to have, and everybody's scared to speak up. It's like people say, when you see something, say something. It's like they don't do that no more, and that's gonna be that. Well, that has been the downfall of a lot of our black children.
You are so absolutely true.
But it's sad. I'm like I said, I'm even fearful and scared for my own kids because of the society we live in today. And if anybody's expecting, I'm gonna just say number 45 because I don't want to do anything to jeopardize your channel. But if we're expecting for that particular person to do anything or bring any change, it's gonna get worse before it gets better.
Amen, amen, and amen.
Yeah. I appreciate you ladies so much. I appreciate everything we've done over here so far. I appreciate y'all for down there. Ms. Parker, I hope that young lady gets found and what's going on. And to answer your question, Denise, I didn't get a chat. I don't know what you meant by did I get the chat, but no ma'am. This happened with people speaking out. This is not new. Yeah. Um I got another case. I got to speak on in just a little bit, guys. I got to go get refreshed. These stories are getting harder to talk about. It brings out the trauma in a lot of us. It's bringing out trauma in a lot of us. I don't know. I got to talk about Lori Page now. And I told you guys, it's going to get worse. It's going to keep getting worse until we find and keep doing this. We build our own village. We can still start somewhere. We don't want to stay stuck on what didn't happen for us. Let's start on the solution to what we can do to change things, not just for our children, but all children, all our sisters, all our brothers. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
A
We gotta,
village.
yeah,
Like
we
you
gotta
said,
come up
Fox,
with
we
our own.
talking about it. Hey, Didi. I miss you guys. I went home.
You think policing our village again like we used to will change
I
some of it?
said, Didi. Yeah. So, thank you, Jazzy. And Leisure, I seen what you said, and you are not alone. It don't matter if you're 65. It don't matter if you're 45. You are not alone. Welcome over here with us,
Yes.
And I'm not saying I'm here to heal nobody because I'm not healed myself. But y'all give me so much comfort. It's a difference. It's a difference. You know, y'all show me that different things. You know what I'm saying? Coping. And I can cope with y'all. We're being woke. The world has always been like this. We just didn't see it. God is revealing and removing the blinders we see for what is really the no boogeyman not hiding any longer. Okay? Thank you, Caroline. She said absolutely. There are people that have so much, Miss Parker. Yes. And there is some okay, love, I got you adjusted, my baby. We can hear it in your voice. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, babe. Thank you, 80s. Yeah, do take a village. And that's what I want to start. Thank you, Strong Survive, for coming up here and sharing your story. Teach. Yeah. Yeah. Man, thank you again, Foxy, for coming up here, kicking it with me, my
It's an
sister, my
honor.
rider. You can come up here later on. I'll be back on in a couple of hours, really, to talk about Lori Page and see what happened to Lori Page. It's sad. Yeah, Sam, it's sad. But Leisure, welcome to you. Welcome to the family. Um, and anybody, it's always somebody down there that you can relate to. Everybody's trauma is not the same. Everybody's not ready to talk. And it's okay. But everybody's ready to be comforted. And that's what I'm here for. To comfort my sisters, to comfort my riders, to make y'all feel safe. When it was a time in our life that we wasn't safe. And it's okay to say that we wasn't safe. Mental illness, it's okay. We're here for that too. I deal with it every day. But we're not alone. That's the thing. No longer are we alone. No longer are we told to be quiet. The dean on the sidewalk. And it's not going to stop. It's just going to get worse. But we can come up with solutions. I don't know what time. Shank ain't going live till later. I'll be back at 7. Let's see. I got to get some cold medicine, y'all, so I could kick it tonight. 7 o'clock. I read that supposedly 17 people in or around ATL applying for employment. Oh, yeah, let me play that clip. I was going to play that, Scorpio. Thank you for reminding me. It was God that sent you in here to say that because I meant to play that when I did my news clips. To be careful. Did y'all hear about 17 people have came up missing in Atlanta after they did an application on Indeed and was offered an interview? They went to that interview and no one ever heard from them ever since. This is scary, and we got to be careful. Well, everybody got to be careful. If you applying on Indeed, be careful. Because y'all know I went to the Book of the Face and I searched this, right? Because everything get talked about on the Book of the Face. And when I searched this up, it's so many posts talking about how people are going on these interviews that they're getting off of Indeed, and they're not being seen after they go to those interviews. Can't nobody find them. So for the mothers and fathers, or even if you ain't a mother or father, you probably out there looking for you a job. Be careful letting your children apply on Indeed, and you be careful with applying on Indeed. I remember back in the day, you used to get a job off Indeed like that. Now they using it to kidnap people.
I told you that I wanted us to change. I really meant that. Earlier when I was talking about the recent world, I was
even going on. I got it. I got some, y'all. I'm gonna go down and take it before I go live later on tonight, because I'll be here till about 4 or 5 this in the morning. That's scary. People going on a job, applying for a job, thinking they're applying on a job, only to come up missing through Indeed. We can't even apply for work. Can't go outside. Can't apply for work. I mean, this is spiritual warfare at its best. Damn near can't go in a grocery store. They snatching you up in Texas right there in Walmart. She said, Indeed. She did. She said, Indeed. Absolutely, madam. Always embrace her. Don't stop. She said, we need to pray all the victims that are lost and gone. Very pretty little girl. I got so many stories. Yes, and Indeed and LinkedIn. Be careful. Yeah, y'all be careful. Even when you go into the grocery store, tell my older sisters, be careful. Be mindful. Watch your surroundings. Pay attention to cars. People just sitting in cars. Things like that. Yeah, we're really living our last days. Not at all, Marianne. No, we don't, Leisure. We don't. Yeah, it's sad we can't apply for work. Okay, I know that's right. That's why I stay checking my daughter's location. I know I get on her nerves, but I will show her these kind of lives. Show her these kind of lives. If it's what got to scare your ass, because now these lives are like scary stories. Y'all remember we used to have our Friday the 13th, Freddy, shit. These are the new, this is sad, these kids' lives being dismembered and everything. That's the scary movie. These are the scary movies for our children. That's crazy. They don't even make scary movies like we can watch them and just be like, but when we turn on the news, these are the scary movies for us. This is our Nightmare on Elm Street, ain't it, Pam? They finding all the kids down there by Camp Crystal Lake, ain't they? Unalive, raped, dismembered. Got a man like Michael Myers, which is Jarvis Butts. Ain't that our characters? They just more fiction. They're not fictional. Our characters are no longer fictional, y'all. They are walking amongst us. They are next door. I wasn't in St. Louis, all these bodies in their backyard. I want to look into that. I'm looking into that. Marianne. Y'all gotta give me time to cover them. You know what I'm saying? I'm only one person trying to cover them. Bodies. I think I wrote it down, but I forgot where I wrote it. Parents unaliving their kids as if they meant nothing. The boogeyman is real, ain't it? Okay. Okay. Thank you, Annie. Me too. Madam, no more. Lisa, you better know it. She has an older dude she's dealing with, so I don't think she's with him. No, you good, Marianne. I want y'all to tell me. Come on, Diane. That's the new scary part. The sex trafficking. Yeah. Strong's 5, sure do. Sure do. That boogeyman, something else ain't it, Auntie Mo? That's some Uncle Daddies coming in your room, thinking you're safe because that's your uncle. Okay. Thank y'all so much for pouring into me. Those about memberships, we will be on members only tonight. We will be on members only tonight. And I'm going to turn my chat. No longer will y'all get the chat if you're not a member under my videos. I appreciate y'all, though. I'm going to have lives where y'all can come and kick it, but not for the week. I just want to be a little peaceful. I ain't got time. They using my community wall, my comment section to argue and be weird. And I don't got it because these kids doing these stories, these kids dealt with weird things. I ain't dealing with weird people. I don't want to. And I got that right. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about it later on. I'll talk about it when I do but she's 17, so I'm not sure if they can coerce charges. I'm not sure. Okay, Annie, I appreciate for the update. Yeah, Pam, you better. Okay, Annie, I'm gonna look into it. Hey, Vicky, what it do? Beautiful, what it do? My mom's 11 years older than her. Yeah, when we come back in just a few, I wanna talk about that yard. I'm gonna talk about Lori Page, and I'm gonna look it up about that yard down in Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri, and see what we can find out, guys. Thank you guys so much that came through and kicked it and shared y'all story. I'm praying for y'all and each and every one of y'all. For those that don't want to speak out, I get it. I understand. I'm praying for y'all too. And it's okay if y'all don't want to talk. It's okay. Can't nobody force y'all to use y'all voice. You know what I'm saying? And stuff. Y'all talk when y'all get ready. These people were wired for doing that. They were for doing that. Yeah, they are. But I'm cool. I'm about to go get myself together, come back with fresh fuzz, because I got that live, and then I got our meeting to come up with solutions and things like that in our community. Just a riders meeting and stuff with the mods and see what we can come up with and stuff like that. What we're going to do to make our communities better. What can we do to make ourselves feel better in the community? Yeah, you did good, Annie. Thank you. I appreciate the update. Yeah, always Foxy. Thank you so much. And let me drop Foxy's link real quick before we get up out of here. I'm gonna take me some good medicine and stuff, get myself together. Sure am. And we're gonna cut up in peace tonight. Y'all hear me? We are gonna cut up in pure peace, baby. Hold on, Foxy. I'm gonna drop you a link. Yeah, make sure y'all go sub to Foxy, okay? Support our sister. Go give me some good cough drops and stuff in me. I told you I just hit this a different kind of these are different kind of codes. These ain't the back in the days type of codes where you do that and hi Vicky. Thank you, Bookie. Yeah, where you can just take medicine and yeah, Annie, I am. Where you can just take some medicine and it clear you right up. It's in the air. Thank you, Strong Survive. Thank you. I'm about to go to the store real quick and get myself together. Thank you, Shirka. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe right here to Foxy to Roxy. She has a word that she needs to get out. She said that's a stress code. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And I got an interview on Wednesday with Darnell. It's two sides to a story. It's two sides to a story, sometimes three. In this case, it's like 10 sides to a story. Drink the entire gallon. It will have you feeling better. Okay. Yeah. I got that on Wednesday morning at 11. For y'all that can't catch it, you're not coming in. Don't come in the chat. All I ask for y'all to, who is this talking? Look at the title. Who is this talking? What's happening? Catch the replay. Because it throws me off. And the people that's trying to take notes and listen and stuff, it'll throw them off. You know what I'm saying? And, no cussing. I can't stop y'all from asking questions and having feelings. I get that. But at the same time, if you miss it and you come in too late, just catch the replay. Okay, I'm going to get some apple juice. I get some apple juice. Hey, Beverly, what it do? How are you? Happy Monday. Oh, and yeah, so I'm gonna do the Lori Page, and we're gonna talk about her for a minute. Hey, Miss Lady B. Again, prayers to my sisters in the chat that shared their stories. Foxy and Strong Survive. Thank y'all again for in the panel. On our members only, y'all cut up. We're gonna shack the food. We're gonna shack the food. Just like we did last night, it just went on members, but it felt good. We really had a good time. We really had a good time. And I don't want to, I don't want to always, sometimes I just want to kick it. You know what I'm saying? With y'all. That crap was neck. Yeah, I remember that. I forgot what it was. I'm good, Beverly. I'm good. I forgot what it was I used to take when I was a kid. It was super nasty, super nasty. Prayers for London Thomas, 17 years old, in Incaster, by ways of Detroit. Prayers for her to be found safe. We want her to be safe. We want her to come home safe. We don't want another. And I got another interview. I hope that's gonna come up. I want to talk to somebody from Kimani Latigue's family. Kimani Latigue's somebody that's close to that said something, and talking to one of my subscribers. I asked her, did she want to talk? She said sure. So I'm ready to bring them on and hear a little bit about Kimani. Yeah, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it, y'all. Go enjoy the rest of y'all Monday. You know what I'm saying? I will see y'all back here at 7 o'clock. I might change it to 7:30. I don't know, but at 7 o'clock, yeah, let's keep it at 7 so I can get my night rolling. Because once I get our riders meeting and stuff like that, get your ideas ready for later and stuff. He definitely did, Annie. He definitely did. But get your ideas ready for what we're gonna start in the communities and stuff. Just some ideas for now. Oh, what are you doing in your community and things like that? I am 80s. I am get myself together, and then that way we'll come back and give me time to refresh again, regroup for my all nighter. And when I say all nighter, I'll be here till at least 4 or 5. I'm gonna try to give y'all 4 or 5. So we got a couple of lives to get through, but I want to play a couple of preliminaries too. So it's going to take about 4 to 5 hours for that anyway. So I want to be refreshed for that. Okay, Regina. Hey, Cinta, what it do? How you doing? I ain't seen you in a while. She said go to the Jamaican store and get buckwheat, sis. Okay, Pam. I'll be back at 7. So y'all go on. Y'all got time. Kids are getting out of school. Get dinner and stuff prepped and whatever y'all got going on with the kids or your significant other or just yourself, so give y'all time. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thanks, sis. My riders. Thank y'all.